What's going on, everybody? It's night. I am back. And with me, of course, is the granddaddy bro over here. Not really granddaddy, but
Yeah, I better not be a granddaddy.
I don't want to know if you are. It'd be weird. So, anyways, hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. We are going to talk about, we're going to talk about more stuff, but um, we still have one gentleman we still have Wolf is recovering at home,
Yep.
and then Psych Ward, he's got a family emergency, so his little baby girl is not feeling the best right now, so he's taking care of her. So, with that being said, it's me and Daddy Bro. We're going to talk about video games.
Yay!
Yay! Yay! And you know what? It's funny though. I'm saying that. You know, we could actually talk about No Man's Sky and Minecraft, and then we can talk about like other games as well. But anyways, one of the first things I wanted to talk about was it is the holiday season. Everybody, if you ain't feeling it, you should be. Uh, if you shouldn't be, then you need to be contacting like one of the two of us because like we are. Yeah, but we'll put you back in the merry cherry spirit.
If you ain't feeling it, you a hoe. Oh, oh.
Oh. um, so, anyways, I, I know that somebody's over here pulling a prank on somebody else. It's going to be happening soon on something. I don't know exactly what it is, but
No chicken bombs here.
it sounds fun. Sounds fun. I like it. Um, So, anyways, let's get into this though. So, I did some research. Did some research just over the past couple days, like 2 days. Um, this I don't know. She's a professor at Uppsala University in Sweden, and this was actually done. This was actually written September 20th of 2024. So, uh, very recently. And it's really crazy because they used one game of all the games in the world that you could ever think to use to help veterans or people suffering from PTSD. I feel like Tetris would not be the one to do it with, but apparently it's a big hit.
Well, Tetris is the second most played game in the history of gaming,
Yeah, it is.
behind Minecraft,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's why they used it. That's
So
exactly why.
yeah, I'm actually gonna share this though because it's a great little paper. Like if you guys haven't seen it, you guys should definitely do it. This way you guys can also see the link, so you know that I'm not pulling your leg or choking or what. I don't know what I was gonna go with that. Don't even ask.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, don't do it. It's
No
not worth it.
touchy.
So there's this. All right, so here we are. And study shows video games can alleviate PTSD flashbacks. In just a single treatment session, which includes the video game Tetris, can reduce symptoms of post traumatic stress disorder. This has been shown in a new study carried out with healthcare professionals working during the COVID-19 pandemic. The study is led by researchers at Uppsala University and is published in BMC Medicine. I mean, and like the more you read it, the more I was in there going, "Wow, like this is actually good stuff." Um, and it gets better and better. Like like the hallmark symptom of PTSD is unpleasant and intrusive memories of a traumatic event in the form of mental images, typically known as flashbacks. Now, I don't know how everybody's PTSD triggers different. They all experience different things while going through it. Uh, My flashbacks typically only happen at night when I'm sleeping. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it affects everybody else, but that's how it affects me. Personally, I think that what they just did was awesome. Like what they've been able to find out about it. This professor, Emily Holmes, if she happens to watch this, I should really give her a shout out and see if maybe I can get her to come on to the stream sometime so we can actually talk about it. Of course, it sounds like one of my dogs is having a PTSD episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's having a flashback?
I don't know. So uh, she's just going crazy. That's the 1 year old German Shepherd. Um, uh, so, anyways, if Professor Emily Holmes does get her hands on this, and I'm gonna try to reach out through her email as well, and see if maybe I can possibly get her on the stream to talk about this. I don't speak Swedish, so there's that. Hopefully, she's
I'm sure she speaks English.
okay. Good. Um, I'm going to hope that we can get her on here and maybe talk
My
about.
guess is she's blonde too.
She is actually.
I knew it.
How did you know this?
She's
Oh,
Swedish.
Swedish. Yeah. Never mind. Don't ask me. Don't. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Because she's Swedish. Duh.
Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yep.
Aryan. Oh.
Yeah. That's the typical. So. Yeah. I'm gonna try. To do it. But it's really crazy because after 6 months of treatment, they have less severe symptoms of PTSD. Like that to me, just 6 months. Like I went through 2 years of treatment, um, and therapy and stuff like that. Like that's insane to me. Just 2 years or 6 months. Like a quarter of the amount of time I could have just been like, okay, I'm good. So, uh, yeah. What do you think about this, or do you
Well,
you need?
it just depends. I don't know about the long term staying power of this.
Mhm.
I think that is definitely something worth looking into.
Right.
And that's a consideration. If in fact it is, hey, you do this for a couple of weeks and you're good, then so be it. But I find that hard to believe.
Right. Well, it does state in this. I did read it somewhere that it was good for like anywhere from 5 days to I think 6 weeks or something like that.
Right.
At a 5 week follow up, 5 weeks, 5 week follow up. So
I would imagine there's a pretty good I don't know, there's probably a cycle on it.
yeah. Uh, so I mean, it's pretty good stuff actually, and I do recommend anybody that does want to know more about this to definitely look into it. Um, in fact, there's multiple articles about this, and that makes me happy. That makes me really happy because I personally think that we have been able to take the gaming industry in a totally different direction than what it was initially made for. Like initially, I feel like the gaming industry was just built for entertainment. That's all people see it as. And well, I'm gonna just take a couple words out of your book. If they feel like that's all it is, then you're fucking stupid. So, I mean, um, I said a couple words. All right, I didn't say all of the words. I added a word just to make it more colorful.
Right.
Um, but yeah, um, the gaming industry has just gone a totally different route, if you ask me, than what it initially was made for.
So what was it initially made for?
Well, initially it was, well, technically speaking, it was initially made for war games and compute. I think it's actually computer engineering, wasn't it?
Mm. Are you talking about the internet or are you talking about the actual concept of gaming? I mean, gaming's been gaming because it's gaming.
Yeah, well, yes, but I'm talking about actual computer gaming in general.
Well, I mean,
Because I initially believed that Gaming was initially made, if I remember correctly, I think gaming was initially made though for war games.
Oh, you mean like for simulation and things?
Yeah.
I don't know if I buy that. There's a lot of back and forth about stuff like that. I would argue that it's always been the profit margin. There's always been a money motivated profit margin thing with gaming. They knew it wasn't going to stay in the, so it's a convoluted thing because you got to understand the foundations of the internet. The internet itself, right?
Right.
The concept of it was never supposed to be worldwide. It was
Mhm.
never meant to be publicly consumed. The idea was so that members of university staffs could share information more freely and quickly.
Right.
And it was backed by DARPA. And if you don't know who DARPA is, look it up. They're not nice people. I'm just going to leave it there.
Yeah.
And by the way, they funded Google, so keep that in your pocket too. So anything that has a project on it where DARPA is involved, understand this, that it is a military contract.
Yep.
Which means the military has their greedy, meaty little claws in it. They have a back door. They have a way in. And if you don't think they do, you're fooling yourself. Because they ponied up the money so that these companies could get off the ground. I'm looking at you, Google. I'm looking at you, Apple. I could go on.
Yep.
And they may not be beholden totally to DARPA, but they definitely took DARPA funds. DARPA is the mainstay in the robotics industry right now, too, for robotic technology.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Where do you think all the drones and droids came from? DARPA. That's who develops it.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yep. They're elbows deep in it. Yep. I teach a whole lecture on it. The bottom line is, if you look at it from that perspective, I would argue that this was a military thing, but that's not really how it was. People were nerds, man. We're gamers.
Yeah.
Gaming has been around for 50 plus years.
Well, longer than that.
I mean, you could go all the way back and say, oh, well, it's been around for thousands of years because you got card games and chess, and checkers, Go and all these other ancient games. Yeah, the concept of gaming, though, of computer gaming, is a relatively new thing. But it was always driven by the concept that they could make money off of it. That's it. It's a form of entertainment.
Yeah.
Or at least that's the premise. Now, did they foresee it going the way it did? No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
I don't think they did.
But I'm telling you right now, AAA games are going down in flames, and it's a beautiful thing. I hate them.
Yeah. So you mean like
a nicer group of people,
right? So you think like Need for Speed and all that, like
it's all burning.
Yeah. Well, Need for Speed has been going down though.
Have you heard what they want to do now? Right? They want to put commercials in AAA games.
Oh, I believe that.
That's stupid.
I feel like they've been doing that already, though.
No, I mean like full length, like how you're on YouTube and you don't pay for the subscription.
Yep.
And you have those stupid ads you can't click through.
Yep.
They want to do that in AAA games.
That's stupid.
Well, that's just going to burn them down.
Yep.
Because if you're listening, game makers, hey, listen up. This is Daddy Bro talking. You put that crap in my games, I'll stop playing your damn game.
Yep.
I don't need it. I don't want it. I go to gaming to get away from that garbage. I don't want to see it.
Exactly.
I also know this, and I may be the exception, not the rule. And this is probably because I do have a bit of a marketing background. Whenever I'm online, whenever I'm on Twitch, whenever I'm on Twitter, any advertisements I see, I have a little notebook, and y'all know this because if you watch me game. I also have a page in that notebook designed specifically for ads. Okay. I write the name of the ad down and what it's selling. And then I put that on a list of shit I will never buy. That's right. You try to sell to me when I'm trying to entertain myself, you go on my I don't buy your crap list. And I don't care what it is. I mean it. And if more people did that, guess what would happen? They would stop this garbage.
That's fair.
It drives me nuts. Oh, it just pisses me off. Like spins me into a world of rage like you've never seen before.
That's hilarious.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Right. So yeah, Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, so like when I heard they were gonna do this, I thought it was a joke at first because I know how people like to rile me up. And then they sent me a link, and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" I was so pissed. I was like, "Oh,
Is it like the distributors or
no,
manufacturers?
no, it's the AAA gamers. It's the people who run the AAA farms, the ones who like Bethesda and them,
Yeah.
the big houses. They're
So EA
the
and all
bot.
them.
Yeah. So what it comes, this is what's happened. Okay, these guys microtransacted people to death.
Yeah.
People got pissed off. They got sick of it, so they stopped buying the microtransactions.
Yep.
They got to come up with a new revenue stream.
Yeah.
That's what this is. So now these advertisers have been chomping at the bit forever to get into this kind of stuff because they know, look, who's got disposable income and is smart enough not to spend all their money on stupid stuff? Oh yeah, gamers.
Yep.
It's a whole untapped market. Seriously, you're talking about people who have a lot of money, don't go out much, they don't go drinking, they don't go partying, they don't go clubbing.
Right.
They sit at home, they eat their Doritos, they play their video games. They got a lot of disposable income usually.
Right.
And if you really look at the percentages, they're top earners. These everybody that I work with in the financial firm that I work at, all of them are gamers. Not to a person, guys, girls, it don't matter. They are all gamers.
Right.
That's how we unwind. And it's an untapped market because they don't watch conventional television. They don't follow the conventional flow of things. How are you going to reach them? Oh, I'm going to stick something in their video game to really piss them off. I mean, I understand the logic. I get what they're trying to do, but I'm telling you, gamers, listen up. Get a notepad. Start taking names. Mark them off on the naughty list. They don't get any love from us. Because if they find that when they do this, we react negatively to it, they're going to stop doing it. Otherwise, they're just going to keep force feeding this garbage on us.
Yeah.
And I hate it. I really hate it for us because it's just ruining, the aesthetic and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I concur. Well, and see, that's one of the things. And okay, so if you say that though, what about like Twitch or YouTube and stuff like that? Like, how do you feel about those guys?
Well, I mean, I don't like it, but I understand why they got to do it. Okay. I get why a YouTube or especially like Twitch. I hate ads. I hate them. If I could burn them down, I would. They got to make money. They got to make money somehow, right? Because they're not charging you to join the platform. You have become the product basically, right? In a roundabout way.
Yeah.
You're selling, if you want to consider it selling. I don't really consider it selling because I'm not in it for a profit. Yeah. But there are people out there who are making crazy money.
Oh yeah.
Good for you. I'm happy for you. I personally don't care.
Yep.
It'd be great if I made a little money. It doesn't. If I have enough to get a coffee once a week, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I have that. I get that. So I'm good.
Right.
But it's one of those things that I think I understand why they do it because they gotta sell advertising somehow. And where are you going to put it? Well, you're going to put it in ads. How do you get people not to watch ads? You get them to pay a premium to be ad free.
Yep.
Makes perfect sense. That's a good model. So here's the problem I have with the AAA games house. I'm paying up to $80, $90, $100 a pop for a game, right?
Yep.
First off, you have no quality assurance. So it sucks when it comes out the gate. 9 times. I have, in the last 4 years, I can't think of one game that has come out fully developed, ready to go. Can't think of one. That's a AAA house. Can't think of one that didn't have bad bugs. Not a single game. Why is that? Well, it's because they've taken away the Q&A. They've taken away quality assurance, and they make the gamers, the people who pay the premium up front to get it early and all the good access, they're making you the guinea pigs. You're the ones that are reporting all this stuff.
The game testers.
Yep, basically. And you're not getting compensated. You know how much game tester makes?
They make good money.
Six figures.
Make good money.
Some of them.
Yep.
The bottom line is they're always looking for an angle to make money. And when they started the whole microtransactions, they thought they were being sneaky and bright. Look, if I'm paying $80 for a game, I'm not going to play a game where they hide stuff behind a paywall. Not at $80. That's just too much. And they figured out that people are fed up with that garbage. So what are they going to do? Well, they got to kill that avenues. So if you kill that stream of income, now what are you going to do? well, we're gonna make them, join this and do. That's another thing. I'm looking at you, Bethesda. This nonsense where if I want to play your game, I got to join some cult group or whatever. Kiss my ass. I'm not joining your stupid little clubs. If I wanted to join your club, I would join your club. Stop forcing it on me to play your damn games. Because you're not getting any more metadata out of me. Sorry, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm checking out.
Fair enough.
That's why my Facebook stuff's all whacked out. Because I'm not giving you my metadata. Piss off. I understand how valuable that is. And there should be laws against that, frankly.
Oh, I'm sure there probably will be soon.
It's like you're using their likeness without their consent, and then they'll go, well, we have the the EULA, and you signed the user agreement. Well, sure, I signed it because everybody signs it, nobody reads it.
Yep.
And you guys can pop anything you want in there, and sometimes you do.
Yeah.
The little bastards.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway.
Yep.
But the idea that gaming is beneficial like this does not really surprise me. My curiosity, and I would love to ask the doctor this: what does it work long term? Does it actually have staying power?
Yep.
Or is this just one of those things where it's a hit thing for a little bit and then you got to go back for more? Because that matters. That makes a difference. If it's something that's a real tool and they can actually get a better life out of it, I'm all for it.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah, I agree.
There is over 30 years of study on technology in terms of gaming and what it can do for you. And that when your mom and dad tell you, you gamers, blah, 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 just point to the literature. Tell them to, I know it's hard because they don't read. Tell them to learn how to read, and that you'll hold their hand and give them a little copium so they understand that what you're actually doing is putting you above the grade.
Yeah.
It's putting you ahead of your peers. It really is.
But here's the problem with that, though. And I'm going to point this out because it's true. Like, this happens. And I'm going to say this because it even happens to like people like us, where you can find anything you want on the internet.
True.
I mean, so a lot of people look at it. I mean, you can say that some of the parents probably look at it and be like, oh, well, of course you can find that on the internet. You can find anything on the internet. You can have it worded however you want.
Well,
but
okay.
What I was able to find actually completely changes my mind on all of that, because there's not just one study and it's not just one group.
Yeah, no.
This is multiple groups worldwide.
Yeah, and this has been going on for 30 years, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
so I think I made this. I don't know if I made this point on this podcast or not. I know I've talked about it in my stream. I used to be a college professor at a university up north. Okay, I used to teach advanced telecommunication stuff at the graduate level. So basically, you don't take tests in my class. You write papers, and you take blue book tests, which is basically I give you a question, you fill the blue book. I actually had a student once write a paper basically bad-mouthing gaming and just shredding it. Well, the problem with that is I've been gaming longer than he's been in diapers, and I took it personal. And I made a point to I gave him a pass just for he passed. He did well. He defended his position well. But I took upon myself in a 3-hour lecture to take his paper from point A, the beginning, to point D, the end, and just rip it to shreds and show him point for point where everything he said, just the facts didn't match what he said.
Yeah.
And I know where he got his facts because I know the groups that hate us piss on you, and you know who you are.
Right.
Your existence is, well, you're not really existing anymore because you guys suck. And people have had enough of your nonsense, and they're not putting up with your stuff anymore because you happen to have some strong political allies. And that in a nutshell is, it's just another control factor, in my opinion. But yeah, they did not like what I did there. They even said to me, I had no idea. And I'm like, well, maybe next time you should do this thing that they teach you in, first level English. Know your audience. It's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. But not only that, though, but do more research than just one thing. Though.
Well, that's the problem with most students. They're lazy. They go to the path of least resistance 9 times out of 10. And I get why they did it. I do. I totally understand.
Yeah.
Because it's an easy target, right? And
Yeah.
it has
Well, it is.
more detractors than it has defenders. And it's
Mhm.
sad, really, because a lot of this stuff just they pop off, and then what they're saying is just nonsensical in a lot of cases,
Mhm.
or it's outdated, and it's just like, really, you're going to use that argument? Come on, you can do better. I thought
do
you were smart.
do better. Do better.
It's just seriously dumb.
Right.
It hurts my
So,
brain.
I mean, but I mean, I grew up in that household though too, where like, oh,
Oh,
you can't sit here and do that gaming thing all the time. You're not going to make any money doing that.
well, yeah, well,
Uh, Look
let's not.
look at it now.
Yeah, look, my father. Oh, you asked for this one. When I was a freshman at the University of Pittsburgh, right? My dad
Mhm.
came to visit me. I grew up in rural Pennsylvania near Philadelphia area. He
Mhm.
drove 4 hours to see me. He's hanging out with me, and at the time, I had a monochrome Apple computer on my desk at
Oh,
in my
Lord.
computer my apartment, if you will, on campus.
Right.
First thing out of my father's mouth is, "Why are you wasting your time on that gadget?" I
Yeah.
said, "What?" He goes, "That computer." I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "In 5 years, they're gonna be obsolete and no one's gonna ever use them again." Yeah, yeah. Now
Look at us now.
my dad, God rest his soul, he's been dead for a long time.
Right.
But needless to say, I reminded him every chance I got that he was wrong while he was
Yep.
still alive.
I mean, we've
C
got computers in our hands now.
Well, yeah, but they didn't understand that.
Yeah.
But that's the mentality now with some video game people who
Yeah.
hate video games. And it's because they don't play, they don't understand. It's a culture. It is a culture, and I would argue that there's cultures within those cultures. You could find, like, for example, if you're big into the tabletop world, obviously you are. Um, I would say that that's a subculture. Look at World of Warcraft. Those
Yep.
people are maniacs, I think, personally, and I've played. I played for years.
Yep.
I never understood it too much. I never clanned up or anything. But it's just one of those things that every genre of technology, every genre of gaming has its own little clique. Minecraft's a great example of this. If
Mhm.
you look at Minecraft players versus, let's say, for example, my favorite people to hate on, Fortnite players, the most toxic group on the planet next to Alabama football fans
Yes.
are Fortnite players. I know I'm going to get some love for that one. Yeah, I hate you, Alabama fans.
Oh,
Sorry. Can't stand you. Had
roll
to hear you guys
Tide.
run your mouth for years. Oh my jeez. But Fortnite players are I baited Fortnite when it first came out. I baited it. And
Mhm.
one of the things that I did in the beta, I wrote notes, sent it to the people who are running the show. One of my comments was your people are toxic.
Mhm.
And they were just rude, obnoxious, probably people who were missing the Ritalin intake. Whereas Minecraft players, some of the finest people I've ever met play Minecraft. They really do. They're really nice people. Now you have a handful of toxic players there too, but the vast, vast, vast majority of them are fantastic people, and they're
Mhm.
not jerks. They're legitimately good people.
Yep.
But that's just the nature of that community, and that's a big deal, right?
Mhm.
Military folks, we kind of stick with our own.
Yep.
Gamers are very similar in that regard.
Yep. I agree with that.
They kind of stick to their own, and they struggle with social cues. They struggle with um trying to fit in the normal scenario, if you will. And I get why, because they spend their life in character. They spend their life in game. And
Mhm.
when you do that, things are a little off,
Yeah.
You're not in Kansas anymore. So,
Yeah. See, and I I'm gonna bring this up because yeah. So, me and my better half were talking the other day about um about myself,
mhm.
uh about how like I'm able to hear her talking, and she's saying things to me very plainly, but able to be like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. We'll figure it out. And she feels like I hear her, but I
I'm not
don't.
listening.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, no, no. See, here's the difference, because I hear you. I'm listening to you, but I'm telling you it's okay. I'm trying to keep it the mood down, like, because there's no sense in elevating something to a level of toxicity. And
Right.
and so, like, we had this conversation about it, but I told her, like, pretty much the same thing. I feel like you were kind of speaking to me when you were saying, I lack emotional empathy and stuff like that.
Yep.
I'm like, I feel like, you know, I feel like that Daddy Bro was absolutely right. I think it's more of a military thing for me, though, because my job and stuff like that. That empathy and all that stuff went out the window 15 years ago, probably.
Right. Well, at least
Maybe.
you had it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I did
I
at
never
one
had
point.
it.
At one point, but the older I got, the longer I spent in the military, that I think a lot less of it stuck around.
Yeah, I
And
understand that. And
and
that
so,
that it's a mentality. There is definitely a protection. There's a mindset, I guess, to it.
mhm.
And I really think the thing.
Well, and see, and I tried to tell her, like, I was like, it does not mean that I don't love you. It doesn't mean any of that other stuff. Like, I don't ever want you to think that I don't. Like, I do wholeheartedly. But I just try to keep everything down, because there's no need to elevate any of that.
Right. That's
It
cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's just me. It's me talking about it. I don't know. Everybody's got their own way, their own things of doing, way of
Yep.
handling things.
Yeah, see, I don't do that at all.
What's that?
I don't communicate that way. And I have no desire. I really and this, since all the stuff that we've been through, it's kind of changed me because I'm trying harder now
Hmm.
to be more empathetic again. I cannot, when someone comes to me and they say, "Oh, I'm in pain," I just look at them like, "No, you're not. You just think you are."
Yeah.
And they get really mad about it. And I'm like, "You
Right.
don't even know what pain is."
Uh huh.
I deal with it on the daily, and I've been this way for over 30 years, 20 plus years now. And I'm like, "You don't hear me crying. Suck it up, buttercup." That's my mentality. And I know I shouldn't be talking to a child this way, but I do.
Yeah.
I don't. I really I know I'm supposed to care. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Right.
Does that make me a bad person? I would argue no. That just means that I lack empathy.
It,
And I lack empathy because that's the way I was built.
right.
Sorry,
Speaking of
not
which, I
sorry.
saw a hand behind your head.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's just the dogs
It looked like a
watching.
human. It looked like a human hand behind your head there for
Oh,
a
well,
second.
then she must be sneaking around.
Yeah,
The
possibly.
kid.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Um, and like, that's where I'm at, where I'm just like, I don't have that.
Well, remember, men and women, we communicate very differently.
Yeah, that's true.
Women have this, and I'm not trying to be a sexist or anything. I want to be clear. Women have this abstract need to talk.
Hmm.
We don't.
Yeah.
That's not how we deal with things.
Yeah.
And here's a good example of what I'm talking. And since we're talking about things like post traumatic stress and whatnot,
Hmm.
here's an example of what I mean when I say we talk different. We interact differently. When a female has a problem, who does she go to? Her friends,
Hmm.
her mom, her dad, her significant other, whoever.
Yeah.
When a dude
Typically
has
in that order.
Yeah, when a dude has a problem, who does he go to?
Nobody.
Nobody. Why is that? Because if you go to your friends, they're going to make fun of you.
Yep.
You go to your mom and your dad, they're going to tell you to grow up.
Yep.
You go to your significant other, they're going to think less of you.
Hmm.
So we internalize it and we just deal.
Yep.
And this is why, if you look at the numbers,
Mhm.
males are unaliving themselves much quicker than women because
Oh,
they
oh,
have
yeah,
no
absolutely.
outlet. They have absolutely no outlet. And I'm here to tell you, it's okay to have an outlet.
Yep.
I'll say the naughty stuff out loud. It's okay to have an outlet. It's okay to talk to people about it. If you don't have a friend who's willing to talk to you, they're not your friend.
Yep.
They're
That's
just
true.
not. That's not how it works. Like I have a really good friend back home. Him and I went from kindergarten through college together. I've known this dude forever.
Mhm.
And we when I was at the University of Pittsburgh, we lived in an apartment complex, and across the way up on a hill was this cemetery, a public cemetery. When either one of us was having real trauma in our world and we just couldn't deal with it, we would get the other and we would take a walk around that cemetery and we just talk all night long. That's how we're like brothers, him and I. I mean, we literally could finish each other's sentences, probably to this day.
Yep.
Now, did that save me? Absolutely. But I'll tell you what, one of the things I used to tell him all the time is this. Whatever hole you're in right now, whatever darkness you're dealing with right now, I'm going to get my shovel and I'm digging down to you. And then you and I together are going to dig our asses right back out of here.
Yep.
That's how it's going to be.
Yep.
And that is what we need to do more of. That's what we need more in our community. We need people who are going to stand up and say, you're not fighting your demons alone. I'm going to bring my demons. Let's have a party.
Yep.
Come
Absolutely.
and get it. Look, there is nothing, and I mean this sincerely, there is nothing on this mortal plane that I fear. If it breathes or bleeds, I can and will kill it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not afraid of supernatural whatevers either, because I'll bring my bad with me.
Yeah.
Not worried. You bring yours, I'll bring mine. We'll flip you for it.
Yeah, you sound like me.
But that's the way I am, because I didn't have a choice. You didn't have a choice. This is
Right.
what we were. This is the cards we were dealt, and you have to make a choice. There comes a point in time where you've got to decide: am I going to stand up and be counted, or am I going to lay down like everybody else?
Right.
I refuse to be like everybody else because I'm pretty, and I'm significantly different than most people.
Yeah. Well, to me, it was I at least wanted to live to see 40. So
There you go.
I'm here now.
Ding dong.
Yeah.
Welcome to the suck is what I could say to that.
So
40 is the new 20, dude. Get out of here. I'm not even going to tell you how old I am. Let's just say it's significantly older than 40.
Oh, look.
Yeah. Shh. What are you doing? Get out of here.
I told you I saw a human hand behind your head earlier.
It's the paladin.
Yep, it's the paladin.
Can I help you?
Yes, in fact, you can.
What do you want? Do you want me to tell him why my name's Daddy Bro?
No.
We should totally get that.
So here's. She's running away now. No, I won't embarrass her any further. That was the paladin.
Yeah, the paladin.
The paladin.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just one of those things that I think too often goes unsaid, right? And then people make let me tell you another thing. People will make the mistake of thinking someone like me that I'm weak. Come and get me.
Yep.
You'll find out I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
You might get me, but you're gonna need help. You better pack a lunch and bring some friends. And I promise you this: if I get you, it's gonna be hurting. You're gonna be hurting for sure. I know how to hurt people. I have a significant set of skills. And if you really upset me, I kill it, give it a blood transfusion, bring it back, and kill it again. That's my philosophy in life. I don't know, man. I don't understand this macho insecurity that we suffer from. I don't get it. I never got it. I always struggle with this in the military. There's a lot of rah-rah nonsense that goes on. And you know what I'm talking about. Every damn PT session, everybody's got to clap it up.
Yep.
Man, I just want to get my stuff done and go home. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm fat. I'm old. I don't want to be here. But you guys got to clap. Woo, we got through PT. Yeah, who cares? Moving on, thank you. And I never, ever understood that. And their whole mindset, that group, it builds the group mentality. No, it doesn't. It makes you a wuss. It makes you a Richard Simmons wannabe. Thank you, no.
Yep.
Not that dude. But I don't know.
That was one of the things I actually loved about SF, is we didn't do that.
Well, that's because you don't have anything to prove to anybody. You've done your time. You've proved to the world what you got to prove, and now you're just doing your business. Yeah. And that's the way everybody should be. Everybody should be like the SF guys in that regard. Now, there's a double-edged sword there.
Mm-hmm.
because y'all are stupid in a lot of other ways. Because you got these Wang contests. Mine's bigger than yours. And nobody cares, dude.
Oh my god!
And you know it's true.
I do know it's
And I've
true.
seen it
Like,
firsthand. They get all you get all that testosterone together, and
I
they all
actually
get a
brought
little
this
huffy.
up. I brought this up on Thanksgiving too.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
did.
whenever cell phones got bigger and they started, when you were able to send a text picture,
Yep.
it would be
It's
like,
stupid.
it'd be like,
Click.
yeah.
Yeah,
How
it's
about those?
dumb.
How about those jelly beans?
Yeah, this is the kind of nonsense that we're all like I can't even say it, prepubescent teens
Yeah.
in that world. They get a little stupid. And I look at them like, aren't you guys tip of the spear or something? Is that what they keep telling me about you? You guys are tip of the spear? The only spear you're taking is the one in your hand right now. Get out of here.
We're so serious 90% of the time. We have to have that 10%.
Well, and I get it. You got to have, and that was the other thing. I knew a bunch of guys that were in the teams, and in between missions, unquote unquote, they be hanging out in the barracks playing on the PlayStation or whatever, and they're playing Call of Duty,
Mm-hmm.
and their clan tag was SEAL Team 1. Guess what? Those guys are actual SEALs.
Yeah. I
And when
believe
the XO or CO be walking through the space, they'd be like, "What are you doing? Training mission, sir."
it.
And they're using real tactics in a video game to play the game. I'm like, what are you? They're clearing rooms like they would in a real scenario, and it's hilarious to watch because they're smoking everybody, and
Right.
it ain't even close.
Yep.
Because they're all in the same room. They all got machines, and you hear, all right, we're gonna phase it left to right, up and down. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, boom. Throw the flashbang. Let's go. And I'm like, oh my god. And I've seen them. I can't tell you how many times I watched them just demolish people. It was hilarious.
Yeah, okay, so I can say this though. Playing games now versus playing or doing the real thing,
Right.
completely different for me. Like I don't have I don't know what it is realistically.
Probably the dexterity at this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hand-eye coordination. It takes time to get that. It's a different kind of dexterity.
Yeah, I feel like it is because
well, it absolutely
it doesn't feel the same.
No, of course not. And it should. It better not. Oh my god, I hope not.
Yeah, so I'm like, so they're going like, I play Valorant. Now
Mhm.
I'll tell you, in the military, I had expert marksman badges the whole way through.
Right.
When I went to Germany, I went to Germany and got the expert marksman badge there, and that is the hardest marksman badge to get.
The one
throughout
from Germany?
the one from Germany.
Why is that?
They actually have the hardest range in the world because some of the targets are hidden.
Oh.
Yeah. So they actually have
Well,
the
how are you
hardest
supposed to hit a target that's hidden?
because you're supposed to know that it's there already.
You're using the Jedi mind tricks or something?
No, it's a hidden. So what it is you hear it. So you're supposed to be listening.
I get it.
And so that's why it's one of the hardest.
I get it. I
badges
totally
to
get it
get.
now.
And so if you ever see anybody in the military with a green and red cord with a badge on it, that is a expert marksman badge.
Right.
And the only way you get that is from Germany.
Well, I get them at like the 5 and dime thrift store. So. Just saying.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. You could probably do that too.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. Please don't do that stuff. That's a good way to get your butt kicked too.
Right. So, but yeah, you're supposed to be listening, and you're supposed to know where everything is actually already located and where it could actually pop out. So it's all about your perception, essentially, what you're actually watching for and listening for.
Well, I'm screwed.
Yeah. So
I have the attention span of a goldfish.
yeah, I feel like I did when I first joined the military, and I quickly developed a different sense of being able to watch everything. And I think part of my PTSD though actually has that has actually continued on forward.
Right.
Because like I can't go anywhere without watching what everybody's doing. Like I have to see everybody's face at least once, and I'll be okay. I can still memorize. Like if I go somewhere one time, only have to follow a map one time. After that, I can memorize exactly where to go.
Right. Yeah, I'm horrible with directions personally.
Yeah.
But like I know like I've run into this with some of my other friends. Like I don't like to sit with my back to a window. My back is always to a wall where I can see the door. I know my egress
Mhm.
points. I'm checking the bathroom.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah. That's
if
another
I'm
thing though too.
yeah, I mean that's like I catch myself at home. I lock my doors sometimes 4 times a night.
Hmm. Yeah.
I consider it standing the watch, so I kind of like I have certain times I walk around the house and things like that.
Right.
Um, I'm really picky about stuff like that. And if you're new to my neighborhood and I find you, there's going to be a conversation had,
Yeah.
and it may not be the most pleasant thing in the world.
Yeah. Right.
Because if
So,
I don't know you, you probably shouldn't be here.
oh, dude. Yeah.
People who want to sell stuff to me have a bad day, usually. Uh, my favorite ones are the ones that want me to find Jesus. That's when I take my pants off and answer the door naked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
And
See, that's a new way of doing it right there.
well,
I
that's
never
the way
thought
to
about
make them
that.
go away, let me tell you.
Yeah. Real quick, like too.
They don't like that one little bit.
We've been getting the security camera ones in here lately, and the one came the other day, and I was like, "Yep, nope, not interested. Thank you though." He's like, "But I was like, we're good. Thank you. Have a good one."
Right.
But can I was like, "Have a good day," and I closed the door on him mid sentence. I was like, "Nope, I'm good. Like, you're gonna stop talking to me now."
Well, like where I live in my neighborhood, there's a couple of current cops,
Hmm.
and I think there's at least a dozen ex-military, and I know of at least 3 special forces guys that live here, all retired. So I'm in good hands. And I
Right.
feel we it's funny because one of my neighbors had a party and then had invited my wife and I to that party. And the guys were sitting out on the porch. It was during the summer. We were having a couple beers, just chit chatting. And the conversation got around to an apocalypse, what we would do. And I looked over at my neighbor and I said, I know what you're doing. He goes, what's that? I said, you're going to be on my 6 as we go over to that center over there and take it over. And he was like, what? And everybody got quiet and kind of looked and they said, that's a really good idea. And I'm like, I play video games. You should follow me.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like, and the another thing though, if an apocalypse ever happened, another thing to stay away from is your like big uh grocery stores or Walmarts and stuff like that.
They're
Because
all going to be gone.
well, not only that, but everybody's gonna go there.
Yeah.
So like you don't go to that. Go to your little mom and pop shops.
Well, just know that if stuff breaks down, right, and stuff
Mhm.
hits the fan, most places like Walmart have about 72 hours worth of supplies.
Yep.
And once the trucks stop rolling, in 3 days they're out of everything.
Yep.
And I will harken back to 2019 when the poo apocalypse happened. You know what I'm talking about if you
Yeah.
lived through it. You got the T-shirt, probably made out of quilted toilet paper.
Yeah. Quilted Northern.
Yep, quilted northern. That's a beautiful outfit, right? By the way, very very stylish, very demure. Um, you know, the bottom line is, and I would argue, I learned this when I was active duty when Katrina hit. Right when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, what did the government tell people to do?
This.
Go to the Superdome.
Yep.
How'd that work out?
Yep. Not so well.
Rule number 1 for all those playing the home game: wherever the government tells you to go, points you in a direction, I would highly recommend
That you don't.
going 180 degrees in the opposite direction.
Yep.
Just a choice, just a thought, because you're about to go into first off, you're going to go into a controlled environment that's not your control.
Mhm.
Secondly, you're going to be there with a whole bunch of scared people who don't know what's going on, who have no idea how to protect themselves. And that is going to quickly devolve into he who has muscle is going to be he who is in charge.
Yep.
As we saw in Katrina.
Hmm.
And the military and government officials are 9 times, nothing personal. Well, it is with the politicians. 9 times out of 10, they're inept and they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yep.
They're just not prepared.
Yep. I agree.
And the volume's always bigger than they think it's going to be. So I would highly advise staying away from that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make sure you got yourselves an 80, 90, or 80, 120, and 200 mile plan.
Yep.
I do. Some people are like, screw it, I'm staying here. That's not a good idea either. But you do you, boo boo. If you got you got yourself tactically set up where you can do that, knock yourself out.
Right.
I wouldn't do that personally. I might now because of my situation, but
yeah. I mean, but if anything like that was to happen now, mine would be go north.
yeah.
Go
Well,
north.
I mean, you don't want to go south.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
South
Well,
gets worse.
yeah, south does get much worse. But I'm saying, like, if anything happened like that now, it would be go north, to essentially like plain lands all the way to possibly even Colorado,
Ugh.
like to the mountainous areas.
Yeah, well, I mean, you would thrive in those kind of conditions. I, however, would die from altitude sickness
Ah, yeah,
because I suffer from that. So
yeah,
I am
yeah,
not going that way, dude.
yep. No, but personally, I love stuff like that, and then on top of it, I dislike people, so like as far away from community as possible.
Right.
Well,
Well,
I'm
I
good
mean,
with
I
that.
think a lot of the likelihood of this happening, by the way, is pretty nil now, I would argue. Because I can tell you the whole idea of a pandemic shutting us down, it's never going to happen again.
The pandemic thing is not so much what I'm concerned about. I'm more concerned about like civil war and stuff like that.
Nah.
I think that's actually getting
I'm
more.
not afraid of a couple fruitcakes from San Francisco.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about them so much as I am Georgia, because Georgia's just as well up on that pedestal
Those
with
city
them.
boys, they won't even make it to the suburbs, dude. And
You
the
got
suburbs are all the other side.
you got Georgia and what's the other one? There's another one though too. What's the other one? Is it Mississippi or Alabama or something like that? No, it's not Alabama because Alabama's
Not
very
Mississippi
Republican.
either.
Is it
Louisiana,
Louisiana?
maybe.
Yeah, I think it might be
But
Louisiana.
understand that all the people you're talking about Cajuns. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
They're all stick to themselves and take care of their own.
yeah. I mean,
And you're talking about Georgia, the people outside of the city. You ain't gonna get past that. You're just not.
yep.
So these city kids, they want to talk. They want to start something. Ain't gonna be long. Didn't they learn their lesson the last time around? I swear to God. Stupid Democrats.
Well, that's true.
I'm telling you, history likes to, and I know I'm making light of it, but
History does repeat itself.
It will repeat itself, and it will repeat itself in a very bloody fashion if they are stupid enough to start something.
Yeah.
I really don't think they're that dumb.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. It happens once 100 years. But I could be. I have my doubts. Yeah, I wouldn't sweat that. I would be you have a better chance of the Chinese like doing some sort of weird land invasion than you do of that actually happening, I think. And that would be a mistake too.
Mm-hmm.
Mao used to say all the time, we will never invade America because behind every blade of grass you will find a gun.
Yep.
And he's right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Come and get it, baby. That's why we got that First and Second Amendment. Oh Lordy, it ain't gonna end well for you, pumpkin.
Right.
It's just gonna go from bad to really bad and real quick, like.
Yeah, but not only that, but we've also got land advantage. Like nobody could actually get within 100 miles of the United States border without us actually knowing it first.
I don't know. Put a balloon in space, you can get around it. Apparently.
That was a governmental research balloon. That's a research balloon.
Weather balloon.
Yeah, it was nothing. Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, Biden and his whole team trying to do a Jedi mind trick was hilarious.
Yeah,
This is not the balloon you're looking for.
Just like he said he wasn't going to pardon him, right? Okay.
Oh
Just
God,
fine.
yeah. That was, yeah,
I'm glad he did it, to be honest.
just to prove a point.
No, you know what's good about it? This is what's good about it. So day one, when Trump comes in
Hmm.
and he pardons all those January 6 people, because he's going to.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, he throws a pardon on top of it for himself.
Hmm.
And they
But-
lose their minds. I'm going to just refer them back to a couple weeks before
Yep.
when Shoeless Joe did his little dance.
Yeah. And he didn't just do it with them, though. He also did it to another guy as well that had just as bad crimes placed against him as his son. And it was actually like a general or something like that in the military.
Oh yeah, well that's because it's directly affects him probably.
Yeah. But here's the kicker though about this. He pardoned his son, gave him a blanket,
Yeah, 11 years.
But that's
a good
immunity,
thing.
right?
Mhm.
So, here's the thing. And my significant other showed me this video a couple days ago, but that was talking about it. So he gave him a blanket immunity, which
Okay.
means that pleading the fifth is
not a
no
possibility.
longer an option.
So what I would encourage all the people in Congress to do, subpoena his ass
Yep.
and ask him.
And he cannot plead the fifth.
So when he tries to plead the fifth, you can quickly remind him that no, you don't have the Fifth Amendment right for this situation. I want actual. And then if he lies, that's a new crime,
That is a new crime.
and you can throw his butt in the clink.
But then on top of that, Joe can go right behind him.
Well,
Because
that would
there's
be
a-
sad.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it would be sad, but it's the God's honest truth.
Yeah, I
I
the whole
understand.
thing stinks.
The
But
whole
I
thing
guarantee
stinks.
you I've been asking. I have a lot of liberal friends because they amuse me.
Mhm.
They really do. I love them. I love my little liberals because they think they're so important and they like to think of themselves as being smart and educated. And I got news for you: you're neither. And I'll say that right to their face, so I'm not pulling punches here. Just so you know, anyone who knows me, I have a nasty habit of speaking my mind. The bottom line is they have this incongruency in them,
Mhm.
right? Where I always ask that. I asked my one really good. He's a huge liberal. I can't even say the word Trump around him because he loses his marbles too much. But I asked him. I said, had Trump done this, what would have you said about that? And his eyes got all bloodshot, and his blood pressure went up, and that little vein in his head started throbbing. And I was like, I get my answer then. Okay, good to
Yep.
know. And then I asked him, I said, well, how do you feel about this? He said, well, this was politically motivated, the whole Biden thing. And I said, in Trump's case was not politically motivated, right? And I tried to do it straight faced. I couldn't. And he said, well, no, of course not. And I said, see, this is the problem. This is why you're mentally ill.
Mhm.
And I
Right.
firmly, look, I love my mother, but she really hates Trump. And I've asked her on more than one occasion, give me an explanation as to where he's this or where he's that. Explain it to me like I'm 5. Come on,
Yep.
Mom, you can do it. I don't want to talk to you about this subject. I'm like, because you got nothing to say.
Yeah.
Because what you got to do is stop watching MSNBC, by the way, which may soon be owned by Elon Musk. Oh, my God.
MSDNC. Is
Would
what
that
it
be?
is.
Oh, Rachel Madcow, I would love for her to lose her job.
Uh-huh. Like
I
right
hate
off
that
the bat.
woman.
Right off the bat. You know what Elon Musk is going to do? We need to cut all these people. Like we don't need them.
She makes $20 million to work for an hour.
Yeah. But he'd be like, nope, you're costing me too much money. I don't need you.
Oh, she would quit before he even walked in the building.
Oh, I would actually pay to see that too.
Well, he's
Okay.
talking about apparently because they're
yeah.
trying to sell MSNBC. You know that, right?
Yeah. He's in the talks. That was whenever it first came out. I think it was on X actually.
Yeah.
That he was like, somebody goes, "Hey, Elon, MSNBC is going up for sale," and he was like, "How
Really?
much?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Well, he just bought D&D and the Magic the Gathering people, right? From what I heard, or
Oh,
he's in the
did-
process of it.
I think he's in the process. I didn't know if it actually got finalized.
I think he
thought-
bought them already. I'm kind of loving that too because maybe I'll get my beloved half elf back.
Right.
Freaking back where it belongs, you bastards.
So let me
You
look at it real quick.
demon stealing sneaky buggers.
Elon Musk. Here's what. 5 days ago, actually.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is buying Dungeons
I
and
told you.
Dragons.
I told you.
Yes, he is. Holy
And that is going to
cow.
be so good.
He might actually consider. He is considering buying Hasbro.
Yeah. You know why he's doing this, right? Because he plays D&D. I guarantee you. I guarantee you he plays. I guarantee you he's a big old nerd and he plays. Look at
Yes, he is a nerd, though. Come on, we
he's
know
beyond
this.
a nerd. He's like an uber nerd.
Yeah.
He's like a nerd director, you know?
Oh man, this is awesome.
Could you imagine playing a game of tabletop D&D with a guy like that?
Yeah, it would be.
That would scare me.
You know, I'm gonna just put this out there, though. You know,
I hope he's not a paladin.
I love my Coast Guard, but
Little pedantic, are we? I'm not gonna hate on him when he's not here. That's not nice.
Well, hopefully he watches this later.
Oh, he's gonna be cussing up a storm. You guys talking about crap?
Oh no!
What's wrong with you? It devolved quickly. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
It's a natural conversation, man, and that's how it happened.
Yeah, you know, and the thing. Look, this whole. I don't care which side you're on. It doesn't matter at this point. And please don't tell me you're an independent because you're worse than a liberal or a Republican. You know why? Because you're one of those people that dips their foot in the pool and goes, "Oh, it's too cold." Get over it. Either get in or get out.
Right.
Okay? Stop telling me you're smarter than everybody else by standing on the sideline. It makes you look stupid. Sorry. Have some conviction of your beliefs. Stand up for what you think is right. And if you're okay with what the libs are throwing your way, I'm not going to dog you for that. I'm going to tell you you're a cuckoo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you right now, you come near my daughter, it's going to end poorly for you.
Yeah. Or try to go into the bathroom.
Yeah, but you do what you do, you boo-boo. I don't care. Look, some of my best friends are drag queens. I invite them to all my parties. You know why? They clean my damn house.
And they're funny.
They're fantastic to party with. They got the best party drugs. No, I didn't say that out loud. Seriously, they're good people. They really are good people. I don't have a problem with them. And 99.999% of them, they just want to live and let live. It's that 1/10 of 1% that has their hair on fire that noticed me. You know who you are. I'm looking at you right now.
They can't tell you what an actual woman is.
Yeah, well, whatever. I can't even get into that. That just hurts my brain too much. If you're that disingenuous, then I don't know what to do with you.
Right. And
frankly, I don't have time for that right now. You lost, we won. Muscle up, Buttercup, because it's about to be an interesting 4 years for you. I promise.
Yep. Absolutely.
And message to those in Hamas. You're on borrowed time, pumpkin.
Yeah, that one's happening too.
The 20th is coming, baby.
Yep.
Oh, and I know for a fact. There's a handful of dudes right now in San Diego that have been waiting for this day for a little while. And they got an extra bottle of Vaseline with your name on it right now. It ain't gonna end pretty, baby. It's coming.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
It's gonna end poorly for you.
Wait, did you hear about what happened to the Chinese fishing vessel?
What?
Oh, so off the coast of South Africa.
Oh, Lord.
Somalian pirates.
Well, that doesn't surprise me because they're everywhere down there.
Yeah, they took over a Chinese fishing vessel, and so China went to the UK asking for help, and the UK started laughing. No, we ain't helping you.
Why would
you
we
go
help
get your
them?
own? Yeah, well, you go get your own.
They got all these carriers and submarines and drones. They're so special.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. You mentioned Somali power. I gotta say this, and I don't think I've ever talked about this before publicly, so I'll say it because it was hilarious. So, on every ship in the United States Navy, there is a box, a suggestion box. We all know how bad that is, because sailors are really good at saying stupid stuff that you probably should never repeat. Well, on one night, in one drunken stupor, I was sitting in the mess hall with some colleagues, I will call them, and we got to chatting about things that we thought would help improve in morale. And my suggestion was, you know how they have those little badges they wear on their chest? It's their medals and stuff, right?
Right. Yep.
I recommended a brand new medal. Okay. And this medal would go to anyone in the United States Navy who was stationed on a ship or shore station, doesn't matter, but took part in operations that directly involved taking out a Somali pirate ship. And it would be the Jolly Roger black with a black background.
Oh, that's awesome.
Can you imagine that?
That would be awesome. Though.
Oh, everybody want to go.
Yeah.
You're like, when are we doing the pack off the coast in Mogadishu?
Yeah.
When are we going down to Somalia? When are we going to go down there? We'll hook these guys up.
Yeah. The Horn of Africa. Let's go.
Yeah. Can we take the long way around? We don't want to go through the Suez Canal. Nah,
Yeah,
let's
no.
go down here.
Yeah.
Let's mess around. Let's muck about and find out. And what was funny about it, the command master chief of the ship got wind of this. I guess he's the one that read the suggestions and somehow figured out who wrote it.
Uh-oh.
Calls me into his office. And he's like, Petty Officer Daddy, bro. Though I find this to be highly amusing, I am not passing this on to CENTCOM. I'm like, but senior or master chief, it's a great idea. And you know it is. And he goes, yeah, but it'll never happen. I'm like, come on, send it up. I dare you. I double dog dare you. We had a good laugh about it.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it'd be, I know a couple admirals that would probably love that idea.
Oh, dude, I can think of some Army guys that'd love to be stationed on a
Oh, yeah.
Navy ship.
Are you kidding?
Be like, yeah, let's do this.
We're getting the Jolly Rogers. That would be so good.
That
Oh,
would
God,
be
that'd be so
awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, they'll never do it.
No.
And I swear to God, if they do, they better credit me. Because it was my idea first, damn it.
Oh, hell. All right. So with that, we had some good laughs tonight. That's fantastic. I love it.
Oh.
So with that, let's wrap it up. I know you got your things that you got to take care of. Yeah, everybody, if you're watching, definitely check out Daddy Bros right over here. This guy,
Hi.
check out his Twitch stream. He's going to be twitching some Minecraft.
I'm going to be itching on some Minecraft tonight. We're doing a little
Okay.
hardcore.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing some hardcore stuff.
Hardcore.
I'm going to get on probably about same time, roughly, maybe a little bit later than him, and probably do some either Dead by Daylight or Valorant. I haven't figured out which one I want to do right now. Valorant just to get better at it because I still suck and it's funny to watch me play. But Dead by Daylight seems to. I'm good at that game. I'm really good at being the killer. So there's me. There's that. Anyways, so with that being said, ladies and gents, anybody suffering from PTSD, again, if you are going through some stuff, it is the holiday season, so it is going to hit you a little bit harder. I get it. You don't have somebody to talk to, reach out to me. Reach out to Daddy Bro. We will help you out. If you don't want to reach out to us, because we are a little bit more public figures out in your face and stuff like that.
Weird.
Yeah, we're a little off our rockers sometimes. It's okay. That's totally fine. 988, press 1. Somebody on the phone that you don't have to see face or anything like that will answer the phone and talk to you and help you out. All right, so do that. If you need anything else outside of that, I've got 2 service dogs. No, I'm just kidding. I do have 2 service dogs, but one of them is my PTSD dog. And then the other one, she's just a ham that lays in your lap and makes you feel better. She makes you feel good. So with that being said, though, I'm going to pass it over to Daddy Bro 72, where he's going to give us our famous outro. And you guys have a wonderful night.
All right, guys. I hope y'all are ready. By the way, Christmas is almost here. If you haven't done so, you better get on it. You're running out of time. Don't be a ding dong.
Yep.
Take care of those that take care of you, right? Guys,
Exactly.
make sure you get yourself something good to eat. Get yourself something good to drink. Hug the people in your life because you never know how long you have them. And last but not least, if you need help, get help. Getting help does not make you weak. It, in fact, makes you strong. Go Navy, beat Army. Let's freaking go, baby.
Army all the way. You guys have
You
a
guys
good
are
night.
10-1. That's stupid.